In a world where Starbucks still doesn't get it, this is the vent. I'm your host, Jamie Hunter, aka J Hunterville. We got the Nerd Z here
Ooh, hey.
on the IG Live, and we got Del Pesh here. Del Pesh,
What's going on?
do you hear me? Did you just do the Terrence J Q dog?
Oh!
Whoa, the Terrence J. No way. He's thrown off. I don't. That guy's a whole character. That's for another. That's another subject for another day.
Yeah, that's that. Well, they squash it up, I guess, so they're good.
Del Peach, aka Style King, Captain Corners in the building.
Oh, okay. Style King, Captain Corners. Okay, how you guys doing? Yo? This has been, how you guys been? How you guys coping? Things are slowly opening up.
We're in stage 2 right now. I don't know if we should
Stage
clap that
2.
up. I know there's 10 people now that could be in a group. Restaurants are open at 1/3 capacity. I hope you guys are ready to pay 60% and up.
More.
I hope you guys are ready.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, we'll see how it goes from here.
How about you, Nerd Z?
I've been chilling. I mean, the time off hasn't been too crazy, but I think I'm getting restless now. I won't lie.
You're really tired. You're tired with life right now.
Yeah.
It's kind of with life. Okay.
I don't know if you guys saw this thing on Instagram, but there's this whole thing about how we can somehow still have Caravana if we put it in the form of a protest.
Oh, that's a little genius. Okay.
Like he was saying, like he was breaking it down how basically social distancing, I guess all this concept basically is like, if you think about the protest, all you have to do is, protest for Bana or protest something, apparently. But I mean, COVID's still out here, so if you guys think that's a smart idea, that's not really a smart idea.
So you cover your mouth with your flag, basically.
No,
no.
Yes, but no. Like I don't know about I don't think that's a smart idea.
Right.
But speaking of smart ideas and things like that, Tekashi 6ix9ine. Now, basically, long story short, Tekashi 6ix9ine, rapper, back in the day, 9 Trey Bloods, joining 9 Trey Bloods, did everything for clout, hated on a lot of rappers, dissed a lot of rappers, paid people to shoot at other rappers, being recorded on camera about it. Catches what was it, like a RICO case, I guess, or just catching?
I think it's RICO, basically.
Yeah. So everybody got caught. Everybody went down. Not even less than 24 hours, he was willing to cooperate. Got out. Like first, he was like he got whatever charge he got. Got out because of coronavirus, and I think allegedly coronavirus, and he had asthma.
Right. Yes. So then he ended up on home arrest. Yeah.
House arrest.
All this crazy stuff happened. Now he's on house arrest making music, and he decides, or they both decide, to do a remix to Akon's "Locked Up."
Classic hood track.
Classic hood track. Now, do you guys remember what you were doing, or how old you guys were when Akon "Locked Up" came out?
That was 2004. That was grade 9 for us, I think.
Grade 8, grade 9, right?
Grade 9.
Yeah, I feel like it. That summer.
Oh, that was a summer. Okay.
Was it grade 9? I think it was grade 9, grade 10.
Nah, his album dropped.
What, Locked Up?
Yeah, because I know Soul Survivor came out when I was 15. I remember that.
Soul Survivor was fire. Soul Survivor was fire.
It was before that. Yeah.
It had to be before.
First off, let's give Akon his credit. Akon had bangers. He had bangers.
With his weird ass voice.
Yo, Akon had bangers. Locked Up, Lonely.
I Wanna Love You by Snoop Dogg.
I Wanna Love You, Soul Survivor, Gun Session, if the real people really know, Gun Session.
Mama Africa, I love that song.
Mama Africa, so much love to share. Yo, he had bangers. What's that other one? Yo, he had bang. Yo, I'm So Paid had one of the fieriest bars ever I ever heard from Akon ever to me. The man said, I got a whole type of crew. I have I have a whole crew that'll knock you all off. Something under the seat to saw off. A bunch of goons, but a bunch of goons hoping I never call off. And my snipers on the roof already saw y'all. Akon was different because I had to believe him. He lived in Africa. I had to believe him. Like, I had to believe him. You know what I mean?
That warlike spirit?
Like, he was F5ing kids off stages.
That's true.
The man did a track about the situation. Remember in Trinidad and all that stuff. Allegedly, the girl that was underage that went to the club shut the club down because like Akon had thing and he bounced back like crazy. You know what I mean?
Lady Gaga's one of her singles. He's on not only the hook. No. He's background singing for that. You can hear like what's this song called? Just Dance. You can hear him on the track.
Akon had bangers, you know. He had bangers. Even like I'm trying to remember. He had so much. Is that what don't matter? Nobody want to see us together.
Oh my god, thing was overplayed.
Overplayed, but it's popping. He had Smack That. He was a feature on Smack That. He had the song with Bone Thugs. I try so hard. Tell me to get away from misery. Yo, that was a banger, you know. I'm not gonna lie, Locked Up was like a real song. Like Locked Up was out of jail songs. There's like 2 jail songs that I'm like top songs. It's Akon Locked Up.
Yes.
And Jacure True Reflections. A lot of people don't know about Jacure, but Jacure's True Reflections behind these prison walls, doing my days, doing my time. Don't sleep on Jacure. Yeah, he really had the emotional range. Yeah, he did. He had some songs that you're like, you know, Lonely was a sad song, you know. Lonely was a sad song, you know. Jeez.
I'm dying.
But
currently,
other than that,
he's on
decides.
He's on
what
the
you
remix. No, I said currently now. He's on the remix. You said to the
yes.
classic song.
Now he's on the. I just paid my respects to Akon. You know what I mean? But I don't know why he thought this was the best decision. I'm thinking, yeah, he made Locked Up, the infamous smash with Tekashi 6ix9ine. That was locked up. Could have been more locked up, but he snitched on the mandem. So, how do you guys feel about this? How do you guys feel about Tekashi actually like I don't think we've ever discussed this, but like, how do you guys feel about Tekashi in the first place actually like snitching on his people and then saying like he had the IG live saying that was it loyal and these guys are smashing my baby moms, robbing money from me? Like, how do you guys feel about that?
So you say he felt wronged, like, and that's his justification.
Yeah, like he felt like Tekashi was like, yo, these guys. He's like, where was the loyalty when they were doing my baby mother? Where's the loyalty when they were robbing my money and taking these things from me? There was no loyalty. If you don't have this watch, don't talk to me. I ain't beefing with none of you guys.
I'm rolling this accent.
So is he the leader of the new male lace front?
Yo, let's not talk about Tekashi's lace in front. We're not gonna do that.
Like, what happened? Like, did he lose hair in jail? Like, what? Like,
listen.
Like his dog. Did you see the video you showed us with Akon in the studio? Right? He had the long Brazilian blonde weave.
Yo, this is the thing about
Head
Tekashi.
wrap.
He knows he's trolling, but like, I don't understand.
Z, look
I don't
surprised.
understand. Like, I don't
I
understand
agree.
like his whole concept. Like, this man had this guy had like I don't even know, a highlighter color hair,
Mm.
and it was long, Bridget. It's like he went to Nikki to get it done.
To borrow
But I mean,
like her makeup artist.
one
forgive
of
me.
Nikki's from her closet.
Yeah, I don't know, but I don't. Nah, you know. So, but I'm just hurt. I'm hurt that he did Locked Up. I'm hurt.
It's like when movies, like no sequels, just leave it. Just leave the song as it is. You don't need a part
Locked
2.
Up was too much of a banger. It's too much of a smash. You should have left it alone. Should not touch it. Leave it as it is.
How does it even sound?
They just did a little snippet. I don't want to hear it when it comes out. I heard a snippet and I said that's enough. I don't need to hear it anymore.
I want to hear this.
Like the snippet was like it was ridiculous. Like don't even try to listen to it to be like, oh, it wasn't that bad. Don't ever.
No, I want to hear this.
Come on, you don't have to do this.
Yeah, let's leave that in the past.
All right, I'm gonna just put my phone down. Okay.
Just leave it alone. Don't even go back. But Tekashi, I'm just gonna say I'm hurt. I wish, like the first time
Akon
took him under his wing. I'm not surprised about Nikki. Like, Nikki's cool, but yeah. But anyway,
their music.
I just feel like so hurt from everything. I mean, like low key, I feel like 6ix9ine is a mole anyways, so I feel like he's really an informer. But
he is an informer. It's not even really anymore. He is.
But not just an informer in the sense of like our Caribbean way of saying, informant, but like he actually is he's an undie essentially.
I feel really think he's a legit undercover cop.
He's legit undercover cop.
Hey, I don't know. I guess some cops wanted to be rappers nowadays and they can, so I don't know.
But it's like but like his turnaround was so fast. Has anyone noticed that?
But hey, it's this fan base. His fan base don't believe in any of their life. They want to listen to a song that they can,
bop to,
punch somebody in the face and mosh pit, and feel like they're cultured.
Like I think one of our past episodes we said like that whole gang is an idiot for taking him in. Like
the gang is wilding for taking him in, but at the same time, hey, I don't know.
And him and Nikki's him and Nikki's relationship is so like it's not even organic. It's like you can tell they're just like, hey, you two just do this together, and then just go along with it, right?
Like, I don't really listen to his music, so I don't even know if I can't even critique as well. But I just know that the songs that I have heard, I like his bop. Like I definitely can say I like his bops.
I'm not gonna lie to you. There's a song.
That one. I'm like,
okay, Gumbo. I remember the first time I heard Gumbo. I'm like, this is amp. Like it's amp. It's amp music. Like you want to punch somebody, you want to get amp or whatever. I remember I heard that in a party, like at a club, and I was just like, what the hell is this? Like it sounds different. I'm like especially that part, and then gunshots and all that. I'm like, Kuda was sick. I liked Kuda. For some reason, I liked Kuda. Like, but I can't listen to it anymore. Yeah, that song with Tory Lanez was pretty cool. Whatever. But he's an informant, and I don't know about all that. I don't know. It's kind of.
I mean, I'm just saying that I'm speculating it because the reason why I say that is just his accent. Like, sorry, I got a text and I'm reading it and I'm like, whoa. But
Trouble in Paradise. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. It's a good thing. It threw me off, but yeah. So Tekashi, it was like when he's talking, it's as if he breaks in and out of like a Jersey accent into like this Texas accent. I don't know if you guys have noticed that.
I did not notice anything like that, for me, it's just the beat and then the anger and the aggression that makes you go, hey, I want to punch somebody, or,
But it's not even like mosh
pit. Rubbing out their mouth and they never pop out. I got the spot. Everybody watch out. That was us. Yo.
I want to know who his writers are.
I don't think he's going to say who his writers are. But yeah, I'm disappointed that they're doing a remix to Locked Up. Styles P, the person that was actually in it, said he wants no parts of that.
The Locked Up version?
Yeah, he's like, I know, because he was in Locked Up. He was, the guy locked up. They won't let me out. Something that the mom was, shit stressed me out. They're in the corner, can't get me out. Yo, that was a song. Yo, anyway, even Vibes Cartel was on Locked Up.
Wait, so what are we actually like going against? The fact that Akon embraced him? Because if you're looking at it from one creative to another, he's topping with somebody who is monumental. You know how these artists are coming forward?
I get it when it's a check, but not Locked Up. Not Locked Up. You could have made another song. Not Locked Up. Especially when Tory Lanez was like, yo, so you guys gave him the sample when I wanted the sample?
Mix up.
Y'all didn't see the mix up of that. Yeah, okay, so let me tell you what happened there. I'll do a brief synopsis. Tory's is like, so y'all gave him the sample or not giving me the sample, and he starts laughing about it. They start, and then Spectacular from Pity Ricky?
Yeah.
He's trying to get at Lane saying that he did the same thing for like Chicks Say 5. Is it 5? Yeah, Chicks Say 5. And Tory's like, I actually paid the people, whatever, hush your mouth. Like, and then, when people this story, they go, Daystar. Listen here, Daystar. Because that's his name, right? So they're just like, and he goes off, and Tory brought out the receipts showing that, hey, I paid for sampling and whatever, copyrights or whatever. So, yeah.
Yeah, but paying for sampling is different from featuring or...
No, samples. But that he sampled the track, so he paid for the sample.
Because Tory would do it by himself. I don't think he'll take an Akon feature. Well, maybe. Because he paid for the T-Pain, and he had T-Pain featured on the I'm Sprung.
Tory version. He paid for you have to pay for the copyrights and whatever. So whatever that music stuff goes before you get into a Robert Thicke situation or MC Hammer or any of these people that say, you know what, we want money too.
Right.
But anyway, speaking of money and more money and stuff, let's talk about someone. I think she's been a reoccurring person that
in our world
now. Z, can you say that is it safe to say that you are an advocate for what she does, or advocate as you're inspired by this person?
Let me say my words or choose my words wisely before the blips get cut out and then all of a sudden I'm being framed differently.
Okay. Yeah.
So I am a supporter of her motivation. And
okay.
I am definitely inspired by her journey.
Ooh.
From what she has publicly aired. But as to recent events, I am quite shocked and I don't even know what, flustered, by the outrage
and the situation
and the fact that, the depth of the situation.
Okay.
Why is it always getting deeper?
That's because it's like she's breaking. When people are like, when they're talking high pitch and it starts to hurt them, they start like the voice, their bass gets this. I'm tired. I'm tired. We talking
choking back tears.
Just holding back tears. I'm tired of them.
Lump in the throat and everything.
Rolling.
I don't know when people try to stand. Even the cop, like it's funny. Y'all saw the footage with the cops. the cops out there were like, listen, I'm tired. They did like the cops like in New York, and the one guy on the podium, he basically did like a wrestling promo. If you watch wrestling promos back in the day,
yeah. Oh, you're talking about that clip, yeah.
I am sick and tired of people saying that cops are bad.
I'm rolling.
I am tired of it. I love being a cop, and I'll have this badge till I die. And he was like he was promoting, saying how not all cops. I don't know. It was like, I love being a cop, and he's like he's going off like, oh, I love being a cop. Rah, rah, rah. Me and my people, mostly all white behind him. Love being cop.
I only counted one black dude in that crowd.
That guy's like, what you gonna do, brother? When call 911, like it was legit a wrestling promo. Like to me,
treating us like thugs and animals.
I mean, what do you guys say about the footage? You know what I mean? Yeah, and I seen. I don't know. You seen the skit? There was like an edit, like Manira was saying. There was an edit where as he's talking, it shows the same police brutality on the other side. You call us thugs, and I'm sick of it. Anyway, we're talking about B. Simone.
I mean,
B.
now
Simone.
I haven't even seen the preview of the actual manifestation workbook or book, whatever it is. But it's like, what is actually like the same? Is it the title? Is it the fact that it's a workbook? Is it the actual content within the book? Is it the pictures? Is it the copyright, like infringement going on? Intellectual property? Like what exactly?
So basically, based off what I've looked at, it seems like you know what? I'm gonna save the other one because I did want to talk about the 9 to 5 thing first. But since we're here, you know, this $1 million book that she got or helped get $1 million out of, basically, was plagiarized. The inside concept of the book,
her story,
plagiarized like word for word though. Like the exercises, word for word. And
currently it's 2 people that said, hey.
2 people, yeah, that said, hey, yeah, you're plagiarizing our stuff. And I don't feel like all this heat would have came. I mean, after
for no
everything.
Reason?
No, I don't think it came for no reason. I feel like all this heat just came from what she said about protesting and all that stuff. You know, 5 people apparently. Aye.
But it's 5 now.
Number 1.
Wow.
So what she plagiarized each page?
Actually being the best con artist, because as they say, that's really what it sounds like. They say a good artist is a good con artist,
I guess.
Or the best artist steals, basically.
Yeah, so they say that it's what you do is that you steal and you improve or make it better.
Let's not put this conspiracy out because I was about to read what Meek Mill said. This is
that's what they say.
No, that's an actual quote. I wouldn't say.
Yeah, is it an actual quote? No, is that really?
They say the best artist is a good con artist.
Like the best
artist.
So the best artists steal, and the greater artists, they pay for it. They go, I stole from you. Whatever, I'll throw a bag at you. Keep it pushing.
That's what it's known for doing. Like,
now, hold on. All right, now hear this out now, because we, you know, B. Simone plagiarized whatever. Meek Mill wrote, B. Simone canceled because she finessed the book and made away from the bottom. LOL. What major companies y'all canceling for ripping our culture off? Finding ways to display hate towards our own when they start doing good is showing among us a lot.
First of all, I'm hurt. I love Meek Mills. Oh my God.
May I remind you, Meek Mill was the same one. Shout out to Marlon Palmer. Nope, that was talking about ghostwriting.
Oh.
He brought up the ghostwriting, yeah.
He brought up the ghostwriting, and I'm curious. I'm kind of questioning. I don't know. So, this whole thing of what is it? A good artist is a great con artist.
No, so basically, I'm gonna find the quote.
I'll find the quote.
Are you trying to say all these good artists are con artists? Is that what you're trying to say here?
No, not basically. All, but the ones who, let's say the ones who get caught.
The one who gets caught? What?
Yeah.
How you a good conness? How you a good conness if you get caught?
Hey, the internet. I mean, people put two and two together.
Hold on. Meek Mill came back. He retorted. He's like, I don't even check what she really did. Still, I'm just trying to see. I'm just tired of seeing blacks canceling blacks. They got us ranked in last place already. Chill with that.
Wow.
So what happens, yo? So what happens when you jump in? You know what I mean? How do you guys feel about this?
Some would say not. Some would say.
Hold on. So they said that art is either revolution or plagiarism. That's one.
Ooh.
Okay.
That one was by Paul Gauguin.
Rotted.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep going.
There's more about plagiarism in art?
Yeah, man.
Are you telling me this whole life is a finesse to be successful?
Yo, that's high-key slick. You may want to copyright that before someone plagiarizes you.
I'm trying to find the other ones. Hold on.
Let me drop one. Katy Perry's Waterwell. What's her song called? With Juicy J? Is it Water?
Oh no, what's it called? Iron Horse?
Something like that.
They stole Christian artists, yo.
Yep, she had to pay.
And the worst thing is they won the lawsuit and sue them again to get the money back, I think.
Oh, wow.
I think.
Yeah, man, stealing in music happens a lot.
But here's the funny finesse about B. Simone. Her manager was basically, saying, "Oh, we got lawsuits. We're gonna, get this all rectified." Apparently, the manager was on like People's Court, or one of those court was with Judge Faith.
Stop. Pause. Stop. She was on what People's Court?
Was it whatever court on TV?
Okay.
Finessing people for like hair or something, like just have to pay. So it's just dripping with finesse.
Man.
Don't make no sense. Dripping up finesse, you know. Hey, shout out to Bruno Mars. I don't even know if I sing the song right, but hey.
She was on People's Court. What was that?
Yes.
For suing people for mishandling of hair, or
I don't know what it was for. I just saw her on People's Court, apparently. Allegedly. This whole podcast is alleged. Let's just put it there. But yeah, that's what happened there. I'm kind of like, I feel like if she didn't say stuff about a protest, people wouldn't dig as much. I feel like people are now, it's like, they're looking for, like, you're in a hot water if you say the wrong things, or, you know what I mean?
I mean, she would have been underneath the radar regardless because she's a millionaire now.
Nah, hey, I don't think that's going to be a million. It's the one thing to be a millionaire. It's another thing to keep it.
Yeah, she ain't keeping that. That's
the thing.
Especially with the lawsuits, maybe if people are like, what? And if people are in it to take you down, they will take you down. Especially this social media world and all this stuff. It's no joke. They could be wrong, dead wrong, but sometimes
here we go.
things that are loudest.
This is the quote, and it's from a famous artist named Picasso. Okay. And he said, "Good artists borrow.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Artists
steal. Yes,
that's what it was." So I said she's not a good artist. She got
Picasso, everyone. So here's my question: did Picasso did his drawings?
Damn, that's a good question.
For him to say that,
Picasso did his question.
Right?
If you think about it, I'm not gonna lie to you. Lately, I've been on this place of just all this black stuff is coming up, and I'm being like informed about everything. Like, for example, the ice cream truck song.
Oh.
After that, the whole ice cream
truck so many
was actually a song that was very racist, saying like, everybody knows that part. But that part that that part was the one that slapped, and that part was lit when you heard it on the ice cream truck machine. But you know what the actual lyrics to that was? Niggas love a watermelon, ha 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 ha. Niggas love a watermelon, ha 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 ha.
Wow, that's wow.
Can you imagine? You're here slapping, just dropping that track, and you hear you're like, hey, ice cream truck is here. Now I'm not gonna lie, I was doing deliveries today, and I seen the ice cream truck. I'm just like, yo.
You looking at it sideways now? Mean mugging. Ew.
Why? And I'm cheese because ice cream trucks been disrespectful anyway, yo. They don't make cartwheels no more. Damn. When you ask for a caramel sandwich, I give you an ice cream sandwich and slap it on hard on the friggin' metal tray. It's clean, like, bro. You're supposed to make the cartwheel, the carousel, whatever. It's supposed to be 2 chocolate wafers with vanilla ice cream for the sandwich. Y'all giving me ice cream sandwich? Don't disrespect me. I want what's on the picture. And you've been lying to me ever since. I don't do ice cream.
Wait, just to go to the IG chat.
So who did she steal from allegedly?
These 2 other people that have well, it says 5, but the only thing I know is the 2 people that actually have wellness books.
So Visionpreneur
and some other one.
And I saw a thumbnail of a white thing.
2 people that actually have like what's it called? Books. Mm-hmm. So it's wild. Yeah.
Now,
so I mean, do we have any pictures that we can put up on the screen to see?
It's on the shade room. I can't like.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's there. Everything is there on the shade room. But yo, let's switch it up. Let's switch it up on this part.
So you want to talk about the 9 to 5?
Yeah, B. Simone said that she doesn't want to date anybody that has a 9 to 5.
She wants to date someone on her level.
She's allowed to her opinion.
Okay.
See, that was yesterday. Now I don't know. If
apparently, she's like she doesn't want to date. Well, she corrected herself after, but this whole concept of, she's an entrepreneur, so she wants an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I want to be able to, if I'm up at 3 a.m., checking emails or looking for ideas. She can do that without someone being, I guess, the significant other being insecure or something like that. Like, what do you guys feel about, like, how do you feel about this, Z? How do you feel about this whole thing? Like, do you want a 9 to 5 man? Do you see anything wrong with a 9 to 5 man?
I mean, with the situation that my living situation, I can currently say that I am not going to turn down a man who works 9 to 5. Maybe there may be a particular job industry or wage that I would be more so in favor of. But to say that I would exempt altogether somebody who works 9 to 5, nah, that's not what I would do. I can't talk to say, look down and be like, even if I work 9 to 5, I'm looking down at you and being like, I'm sorry. I can't date you.
Let's pause there a second. Why are some women like that? You work a 9 to 5.
Because it's standard. It's level of it's standard, and then buying into security. The guy who has the most money gives the promise of security.
You're saying that, not me, yo. I like, for me.
That's why I put quotes on it.
Like, for me, I think I get it. I get it. Not saying that there's anything wrong with a 9 to 5 job, but like, I get it in the sense of you want someone to I don't think it's a sense of, I think it's easier to understand.
Yes, it is.
If it's two entrepreneurs. But I feel like you can't say that a 9 to 5 person doesn't understand that as well.
I would think so.
I feel like
the only reason why I say that is because when you're working, not saying that all, and I feel like also you have to think of, she used the operative word only. She's like, I don't want to date a man who only does a 9 to 5. She's like, she'll date someone who does a 9 to 5, but does something else on the side. But she's not willing to if that is solely your only means of income, she's not trying to deal with you. Like,
even
that's it.
If it's stable, that's interesting.
So that's what she feels. But it may just be the relation of like, thought process. Like, you know, when the time comes, as she said, like, if you're used to a certain lifestyle, having to explain certain things that that person was not exposed to or don't have a real understanding, then I think it's difficult when you have those little clashes, right?
But isn't that what love is all about? Understanding and
to a point. There are some things you can tolerate. You know, some people, like your work schedule for some people, like, okay, yeah, some people be working 9 to 5s and making 200K. Right. You're totally right. But I feel like, again, the operative word that she used was only. So if you only have a 9 to 5, then she's not trying to mess with you. But say you have a 9 to 5 and you're a player in the stocks. Maybe you're a candidate. Like, you know.
You're on your own show.
Yeah, I guess so.
Right?
I guess so. Like, hey.
Huh?
It's like you flip houses, you're working on
if he has real estate or he does something else. So like maybe that's what it is. Preferably she wants somebody who is also an entrepreneur because maybe the struggle is the same. Maybe the idea creation understanding is the same. Maybe, you know, the idea of money risk, there's an understanding. Right? Someone who works 9 to 5 isn't really someone who's going to risk money as that deep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the risk right now is because of copy and paste. I don't know if she'll keep that million currently.
Hey, right? Well, I don't know, but I want to get deeper in this topic because, like, okay. I'm just curious, and I've been going through certain things that are like, you know, like in a sense of self-esteem, insecurity, stuff like that, going to therapy, understanding certain concepts and constructs. Would you guys date someone that is overly more attractive than you are? Like, then you are, your experiences, your exes. Like, this person is like
they're fire.
They're fire.
Like Bria Miles.
You are just you. Yeah.
Well, first off, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Okay.
Of course. But okay.
Well, we know.
I know fire, but you know what I mean? Like fire to the world. Like anybody knows you're fire. And they question you.
Their head.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
like would you be in that type of relationship?
Like a Tony Braxton.
Yeah. Would you be in that type of relationship where the person that you're with is overly fired in you? Like, you're not, like, you're there, but, you know, you guys make it work together, but this person to the world is, like, amazing.
They make the room stop.
Manera said, I'm gorgeous and stacked, so it's a given. You better behave and sit down. Sit down and listen to the podcast and listen to your sister.
I'm pretty sure she's sitting down. But
I'm pretty sure she's sitting down too. But like, cool out, Manera. You stay back.
I mean,
you walk into a room and they clear it out.
Yeah, or like
walk into your room. All eyes. Yeah, they're all eyes on your significant other.
Probably not.
Oh, you see
probably not.
You see what she did?
Why is that? Can you explain that? Can you explain that? Because explain that. Explain that. Why? Why am I hearing rubbing? Like, is that like someone's hand or something? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Why? Why am I saying this?
Why wouldn't you date someone that's like
sexy or sexier than me? Because I got a big ass head and I like to be the sexiest person in the relationship.
Now Z's laughing, but that's actually high key true for some women. They have to be the better.
So you have to be the better looking person in your relationship.
Oh yeah, I do.
Wow. This is honest.
Well, hey, you're being honest.
Yeah, I'm not saying no, I would not wouldn't date somebody who I find is, what's the word?
Room
majority shadow. Or we have a communal agreement that this person is like,
yeah, but I'm talking like touch road, and then everybody's looking at your significant other like, holy.
I'm dead.
Manera said, but years, their looks don't matter if the person wait, but yeah, their looks don't matter if the person that doesn't fit with me. I had to stand beside Z my whole life. It ain't a
so wrong.
Manera, I'm not gonna say it on the pod. I'm not gonna say it on the pod. But what is it gonna say? Delpesh, how about you? Would you date someone that's like super fire than you? Like not super fire, but like it's like because you know some people they want to date somebody that's equal,
like to their level, like their look level.
Look level, I guess, whatever that may be. But you know this person's like here, you're here, and the person's like out of your level. If people were to look and see,
so you're saying I'll be in more fights and more like
maybe more fights. Rolling. Maybe they think you're like the brother. Or like a family member, like you know what I mean.
I don't see why not. It's not really.
You don't see why not?
I don't see why not. Nah.
I was gonna say. I mean, for me, the reason why I would say no is because I don't like. To me, I'm very territorial. It's no. Is it an ego thing? Territorial.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't want to have to deal with the idea, let alone deal with the amount of pressure that can come around having this person. Because I think from the woman perspective, girls who try to shoot their shot is kind of different. Like, I feel like guys, it's like, oh, you know, once you step in, it's like, well, this is my girl, back off. And if the guy is trying to hype in, then it's like, he's just mad disrespectful. But for women,
you guys are
I feel
subtle.
like
you guys are
it's
sleek.
it's a different thing. It's like, oh, so we just can't have a conversation? Like, and it seems always so playful, but it's like, yo, this girl, you know, like
there's like enough space, and then you just bumped into me. Oh, you bumped into my okay.
Right. And girls be catty too. They will roast you on the floor while you're with your man if your man is hot things.
Oh.
And they'd be like,
that's wild.
Like
that's your girl?
Like you try to hand her something and then she plays with your hand
right?
Giving to you. Yo, you women are slick.
I'm not gonna lie. I can't say that I've like only women do it. I've heard men do it.
You've heard a guy be like, "Oh, that's your."
Yo,
that's your.
I've heard it where man's just like, "Yo, how did you get this girl, yo? That's not that, yo. He has to deal with a real nigga or like, yo." I've heard it. Like, wow. I've heard it. I've seen it. I've heard it. It was said to me before.
Wow.
So it's one of those things that I'm like, yo, like, it's like, how did you get it? I'm like, yeah, because I talked to her.
Yeah.
Or, right? You know,
simple as 1, 2, 3.
Talk to other person.
Right.
And I use proper English. Or
right? Pretty people
I have ambition. Or something. But like, here's another thing. Would you date someone? Well, I feel like it's obvious. Okay. Would you date someone that makes more money than you? That's usually a yes. Right? Not for everybody, but that's a yes.
I mean,
right? For men, some people will find it as, you know what I mean? She makes more money, so therefore she's the breadwinner. You know what I mean? And they have this whole thing, it's like a sense of intimidation. Like, I've been learning this whole concept, you know what I mean? And some people have sense of intimidation when the woman is a breadwinner. Now, you being the woman, would you date someone, and hey, to be honest, you probably have. Would you date someone that you make more money than?
Yes.
Okay.
I would.
Z is the caretaker.
Well, when you say it like that, could be.
Take care of you.
You're taking care of it.
But I mean, yeah, there's nothing wrong if I'm the person who's making more money, and dude is there. But
would you fund their music career, like a friend I grew up with in Richmond Hill, which I will not say their name.
Now, you actually got to be
Wait,
good.
they had a girlfriend that funded his music career?
All right, side story. Friend I grew up with in Richmond Hill. His mom is, I'm not going to say her job, but she makes a lot of money. The dad, though, entrepreneur, as a subject is at hand. But he has his own studio, does gospel music.
Does gospel music?
Oh, yeah. And the mother funds his music career.
His music.
The mother funds his music. Oh, that's lit. That's lit.
No, it's not, because when I was given the CD, this is back when I was like 10 or 11. The CD was a little, the vocals were a little.
Oh, it wasn't made. Oh, the gospel tracks was trash.
It wasn't hidden right.
It wasn't. It wasn't a joyful noise.
It was.
You gotta be good if I'm doing all of that. No, you gotta be good.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, you gotta be good if you're willing to invest some time and money. Maybe I don't know. I don't know how people think. Some people like. I'm not gonna do that.
I mean, I feel like you can kind of see.
I think I've high-key said too much. Never mind. The area was in Markham. It wasn't in Richmond Hill.
I'm rolling.
It was in Scarborough.
So the truth is, you would date somebody that you made more money than.
Yes.
You would date somebody that made more money.
Yes.
And be okay.
Yes.
For the rest of your life, you could date somebody that has more, like, because some people, because it's weird because I'm hearing people like, oh, he has to pay for things and stuff like that, right? And then now I'm hearing that it's okay to date someone that has less money.
Yeah, I mean, but there has to be a fair share, like, or a trade up to it. Like, say for example, if I'm working full time and you're working part time, that means you're home more often. So if you are more accessible to be home, then chores, are we gonna like still have me come home and do chores and cook and no.
So what Z's saying is you need to do a 6:30, ass in the air, and scoop that dust under the kitchen. That's
what I'm saying. There's no way that I'm gonna wake up
6:30 to go pick up dust on the floor. Fire. Pesh, what the hell are you talking about right now? Why? I don't know if they heard you on the IG, but like you're wilding. Chill out. Cool out, Bridget. Anyway, sorry.
But I'm just saying, like, when the time comes.
Hey, yo. Sorry.
Like, I have no problem taking us on vacation because I understand I bring a bigger pool of the money, right? I don't mind doing any of that stuff, but don't be, this is my thing. If you're going to be my partner and I make more, don't be playing the fool with your money and then be looking at me like, so you think maybe, no. Like, no.
Some people really do a 6:30 cleaning the floor.
What?
Don't talk about 6. This man said, people. The man has to do a 6:30 while like clean up floor, like picking up dust. I'm like, don't ever disrespect man. Man has to do a 6:30 to pick up dust. Whoever does a 6:30 pick up dust, you need. I have some questions. I got some questions. How you doing 6:30 with dust and broom in your hand? Anyway.
Scenario. So Z comes home after a long day work,
6:30 p.m.
Comes into the living room, says, "Hi, honey, what's going on?" And he bends down and does a 6:30 scooping up dust.
I can't.
I'm not gonna. Nope. I'm not promoting this. I'm not gonna laugh. I'm not gonna. If you want to do, hey, it's the world we live in.
See, that's you.
Whatever you have
he can do a 6:30.
You have a choice.
Clean the floor.
You have a choice. Do whatever you want. Okay.
Is this a sub that I'm hearing?
No.
You never heard 6:30? You never heard of 6:30?
6:30.
Yeah, the dance where you bend over and touch your toes.
Yeah, but the person
6:30 to collect dust, imagine. A grown ass man doing 6:30 to collect dust. You're wilding. That's what the person is dying on the line. But
Clean the kitchen tub, or
okay, let's say you guys make an equal finance, right? You both make the same amount of money. What should who? Okay, I can't even talk.
The 630.
Who should be paying for what?
The 630.
If you both make
who should be paying for what?
The same?
Yeah, who should be paying for what?
I mean, on a general scale, I'd be like, okay, you both share and split the bill as to how the payments go, as if you're going Dutch, and that's the type of relationship. But the general statement would be, depends on your relationship style and the dynamics of your relationship.
Sweet Black Jesus.
But if it's equal, then I would kind of be wanting the guy to pay.
I'm so sorry, Z.
I'm sorry.
I don't know why we're still dying.
Yo, it's not me that's trying to laugh. It's Delpesh just laughing in the background. I just hear his giggles and laughing. Like, I'm trying to be professional here.
But the subject at hand, yes, splitting bills.
Yeah, splitting bills. I don't know. I haven't really thought about
like who handles the electric,
who handles bills, or anything like that for me. I would just pay bills. I just pay bills. I pay bills now. I feel like I'm gonna pay bills then. Like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
I work to pay bills. That's how I feel.
I mean, it's just one of those things. Some people, they divvy it up based on usage, who uses what, so therefore you control that more. Other people divvy it up by percentage. Why are you dying, guys? What is going on?
It's not me. I swear it's not me. I'm just hearing I'm hearing him laughing in the background, hearing him holding it together.
I'm rolling.
You know what reminds me of? Have you seen The Simpsons where Seymour was bending over? He saw a penny, right? And he was bending over with Superintendent Chalmers there. And what happened is Bart was throwing the big tomato that Lisa had. So the tomato hits his ass, and when he was in a 630 position. So he was picking up a penny.
I cannot.
Yo. Get it together, Delpesh.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop. It's a Drake night. Let me relax.
But yeah. But I'm gonna say this. I don't know. I just feel like I'm gonna pay bills regardless. I don't know how it's gonna work. I don't know. The one thing I realized, for me, is it's very different dealing with someone that makes more money than you. I don't know how people
it doesn't.
Have you ever dealt with Delpesh? Have you ever dealt with knowing that a gal makes more money than you?
Not
it's
yet.
some people just take that as a sense of intimidation. Oh. You ever notice that? Some people are maybe me too. Maybe. I don't know.
They use it as a power almost.
Not, I don't know if it's power. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's jealousy. I don't know. Maybe someone would say, yo, you made more than this guy? You're
jealous that your significant other is making more money?
I don't know. I'm not jealous. I'm not jealous. I'm just saying, I just wonder, that's a new thing to understand. And I know it's nothing. It's nothing to be oh my gosh, this is crazy. But it's different.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel like women who make more anyways treat their men significantly better. No word of a lie.
Oh.
Than if it were the other way around, to be very honest.
Wow.
Because I think the fact that women are more likely to be caregivers, and that's the role that we're that was given to us.
The nurture.
That is just kind of if I have more money, I think women would be more likely to diversify the money in where it needs to be, more so than what just seems to what I think a male-dominated breadwinner relationship would be.
So you can't drop 10 bands on a car, or
right, because she'll be thinking about you and your stomach and how you got to eat for the rest of the week, and da. So you can't spend all this money. Like,
you know what's you know what's funny? Like, I don't know if you guys been through situations where it's like, I hate, like, I'll say this, I hate when women or like it's nothing wrong, but it just makes it worse when things happen. Like for example, I always talk about my situation about like going on the bus, and you know, when you tap the Presto, like when you have money, it goes nice. When you tap it and you don't have money, it's like
loud.
hell.
Yeah.
It's loud. Like the whole block has to know that you don't have money on your Presto. And the worst thing about it is I don't like when like you're struggling and you're like beep, and it's not working, or it's just something is life not working. And maybe it's my ego, maybe it's something, but does it just feel like worse when she's just like, you know, you hear your sweet ladies or significant other's voice, is everything okay? It's like
what type of scenario? What's going?
Like, can you imagine? Like, you're there, you're trying to get money for like to pay for thing, and you're going through your cards and going through your things, and you're waiting at a movie theater, trying to get the popcorn and look for your money to get the popcorn. You have it there, but you just can't find it anymore. And then she goes, "You're okay?" It's like I'm trying to be the hero here.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Not really the hero, or it's like your powers have been stripped away. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
your powers have been stripped away.
Like it's like a power strip. It's like you feel like you're the man, and then you trip. Are you okay? It's like, don't ask me, Mom. Okay, let's just keep walking. I didn't need. No,
pride.
I know it's pride. It's just funny though. Like, it's just the feeling is funny because it's like, you know, what did Munir said here? I pull up and pay for things. I think he was very embarrassed and seemed to feel emasculated. But like, again, I don't go on date and can't afford it, so it wasn't a problem for me. For me, when I go on dates, I'm usually down to, like, I'm usually paying. But like, when someone says I will pay, it's kind of like, nah, yo, I'll pay. And then it'd go back and forth, and it's like, if she pays, I'll still feel like it's not like a problem, but at the same time, it's like,
it's rare.
It's not rare. Sometimes it's not rare because it depends
on who it is.
Who it is, but like, I don't know. It for me, I have to process it. Like, it's different. So I'm like, oh. So you actually know what you want to eat today?
Yo, this guy went at this angle? Holy.
Like, you know what I mean? Wait, so you actually know what you want to eat right now? So we could actually get it? Wait, you're telling me before... Wait, hold on. You're telling me before we go that we need to stop and eat?
Like, you're organized.
And it's on me?
Wait, you're organized? Wait, you're ready on time?
Ooh. That might be a sub. You might have to apologize to some people in text after the show.
Like, it is different. Like,
because there's a level of standard that you have to be at, right?
Wait, hold on. This is what she said. I fought my boyfriend to pay for my stuff. Man was mad and got the drop, and I got to drop to pay for food once and hid money in my stuff, so I didn't find it until he left. Wow.
That's a little crazy.
But it says we have 10 seconds left. So I guess, should we be back, or I don't know. I'll be back, I guess.
One more, no? Yeah.
We'll be back on the...
We have one more topic.
What is this? 91? What was it? What was the next topic?
We're on 90. Oh, geez. I think we're 93.
93 for what?
The episode number.
Yeah, I think so.
Yo, that 6:30 thing took me out. That thing was funny.
The man said 6:30 to go collect dust. I'm like, what? I just kept seeing it in my head. Someone just bending down this. I'm like, what am I thinking? I'm like, yo, what the? And then I was trying to hold my laugh. And then I'm just hearing Kadeem just die in the background. I'm just hearing the. I'm like, Kadeem, yo, stop laughing so hard. All right, yo. Okay, I'm going to be back right now.
Okay.
What was the next topic? What was the next topic again?
That was almost.
I think that was it.
I think that was it, yeah.
Candace, no?
Nah, I don't want to talk about Candace.
Why?
No way.
Why?
No, I do not want to talk about Candace.
Why?
Nah, B. We ain't talking about Candace.
Why?
I don't want to talk about Candace Owens. Hold on.
What do you not want to talk about her? How T.I. has canceled.
Let's just hold on.
He's not T.I. anymore. He's Clifford.
T.I.
No, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about Candace. Nerd Z wants to talk about Candace. I'm not talking about Candace. I'm not going to talk about Candace because Nerd Z saw the what's it called? The poll. What is it? The panel.
Oh, the summit.
She saw the summit panel with Candace Owens. And I don't want to talk about Candace Owens because Candace Owens is very stupid.
I'm rolling.
I mean,
what makes her unintelligent, sir?
I don't want to talk about what makes her unintelligent. Just a simple fact. For me, it's just a simple fact that you can turn a blind eye to certain situations. Like, I can't stand I
think a lot of people get a lot of emotional.
I get what she says, but the problem is.
I really think that is just how she says things. Really and truly. It's not what.
Whose intelligence are we talking about? Candace Owens. Nerdsy wants to talk about Candace Owens, and I don't want to talk about Candace Owens. I don't.
I get penalized for bad behavior, and they cannot refuse. True. Okay. I have to go and see that.
Yeah, I'm not rating that. She's funding money for cops that get penalized for bad behavior. Yeah. But
I love how everyone is like.
Here's the thing.
Okay, so
I know where you're gonna go with this.
If I turn around and say I hate Candace Owens, but I think her arguments are spot on.
So when you say you hate her as a person, how she moves, her ideology, what she funds, doesn't fund, what she dismisses, gives acknowledgement about.
But hold on.
What does hate mean?
How could you hate someone but acknowledge their thing?
You can have a strong dislike for somebody.
I just don't want to see her,
and still think that what the person is saying is true. So, like, say for example, their principles on life were like, be honest, be whatever. Oh, here's a great one. There are a lot of people who hate optimistic people. They're like, they never seem to ever be fazed by the world, by the pressures and everything. But they always come up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and they're always willing to tell you, today's going to be a great day. You're an amazing individual, blah, blah. And there are people who hate people like that.
But here's the thing.
At the end of the day, you still can appreciate the fact that they give you, what's it called? They give you that affirmation. Their perspective is optimistic, etc., right? I kind of feel like that is what Candace is.
I think Candace Owens is very it's one thing to say one thing, but dismiss everything else. Like, for example, the whole thing with George Floyd. Like, she's saying that George Floyd wasn't a good person. George Floyd was this. George Floyd was that. But George Floyd didn't die for those things. He did not die for his past. He did not die for his thing. He died because of his skin. Like there's people that are school shooters, mass shooters that are what's it called? Mass shooting, and they get taken to Burger King and get off on a mental illness charge.
Right.
Say that. Also, another thing is the whole thing of black people killing black and black people are killing themselves more than white people are killing themselves. Not true, because white people are still, I guess, in the census, based off information, white people are still the majority in the States. Not for long. Maybe it changes due to immigration and all these things. But
so why would she have such a strong opposition to people of her own team? And then two, why would her opposition be in agreement with her?
What's her team?
So I've understood that she's transitioned from being liberal. Her whole story was like she went from liberal to conservative. Well, she bounced around. She went from liberal, Democratic, Republic, and then now she's, even though conservative and Republic are under the same umbrella. But her stance on it is the conservative part. So if her opposition is saying the same stuff as her, and they're in agreement, because that's what happened in the summit, right? The people that were sitting on stage with her were all simply acknowledging the facts of what she said and said, yes, the figures and the stats, what you're saying, are correct. It's accurate. And then they started to list people who were advocates, whether from the 60s, basically from the 60s onwards to 2020 in the summit, and explained how she was quoting those individuals as well as using stats and figures that have been as recent as to, I don't know, the past 4 years, because how often the census happened, right? So if her opposition is stating that everything that's coming out of her mouth is factual, to this day, it is accurate, what is the actual concern?
That's like, it's kind of like...
Your enemy shouldn't be agreeing with you.
Hold on. Your enemies can agree with you. No matter what, like, an enemy can agree with enemies agree with so much things.
Clock
they agree
broken twice a day.
Yeah, the clock broken twice is still right. 2 times a day. Right? Now, the thing about Candace is, the problem is, sometimes you got to state the obvious of what's going on. And she doesn't do that. She'll say, okay, we need to do this, we need to do that. Or, like, you can't just be like, the problem, like, I don't know. Like, how do I explain this and make it make sense without getting pissed off and cussing?
I'll say like address the elephant in the room.
She doesn't address the elephant in the room nor reads the room.
Even people who...
So,
wait, hold on.
You can say, so for example, she can be right by saying, oh, I believe, like Martin Luther King said, because she did in the summit, she'll bring something that someone did say. Like Martin Luther King said, oh, I had a dream that, black and whites will be together in unity or whatever. Agree with it. And, people will agree with that. But you can't say all lives matter right after the fact, because it's kind of like we know what all lives matter came from. It's not something... It's something to try to trump Black Lives Matter, and Black Lives Matter is not like a super, like, it's not something to say that we're better than people. We just need to matter. We just need things to be equal.
Yeah, you want the civility. I get it. You're not even asking for the equal, as that comedian said, Black people aren't even asking to get the same thing. They're just asking you to be nice. Just be nice.
Or at the same time, give people the same equality when it came to the justice system, everything. And it's crazy now because, like, I don't know, the way I've been seeing it's like being called a racist is like a witch chase. Everybody, like, and it's crazy though because it's like,
I think it's a witch chase.
I feel like it's like there's so much systemic racism and all this thing. It's like gosh, it's like a purge. Everybody's like, yo, you're racist, you're racist, you're racist. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. But
wait, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna answer the question that Rayon was asking of like the facts. So in the summit, basically they were talking. She started listing about the literacy levels within the states, and she started saying that from a certain time to a certain time that it has been steadily going on a decline, even though that the graduations of certain people of a certain time has increased. Of the sub levels, they were saying that it has been decreasing. So her opposition agreed. So if her opposition, her enemy, who is fighting for a completely different ideology, completely different practice, completely different belief, is saying, no, you're right. And that opposition is the one who have majority of the voice. What is then the problem? If she's saying
the problem is
concerns are, and they even agreed in the priority of what she was talking about too. They said that what she's talking about is something that needs to be forefront, but they didn't want to have that conversation because it was coming out of her mouth.
I don't think they don't want to have the conversation. Like based off what I watched, and I watched it myself. It's easy to say, yeah, because she was talking about Baltimore, how there's kids that are not reading in Baltimore or whatever. But at the same time, it's funding closing down schools in the poorest cities in Baltimore. You know what I mean? Like, there's things that are happening that is not happening in certain sides. There's certain type of funding. They'll have more funding for more cops to go into a poverty-stricken place than in a suburban place. Certain places in the school, some school systems, schools in the hood, overpopulated. They're not putting funding in that for kids to sit down, no breakfast clubs, stuff like that. They're not putting money in. So that's the problem. She's not addressing that.
She did address that. She made the remark about that, actually, in many of the things. And she even questioned that. Was even on the summit, I think she was questioning it, or it may have been another thing. But they were talking about how for the public school system, and she even explained how the systems were being funded in particular states and how they were being underfunded in those particular states. And she was asking, like, what are you doing to ensure that this doesn't happen? And what's your long-term goal? So she did pose those questions to her opposition, who is stating that she doesn't address those things. So how is that possible? What is then, again, it goes back to, if her opposition agrees with her, she's saying exactly the same thing. But even the light-skinned girl, Keisha, who was sitting on stage, quoted her and reiterated her point, and they allowed her to be opening her mouth. I was like, from a bigger scale, it looked like colorism, and it looked like she was the angry black girl.
Whoa!
I doubt it. No, I wouldn't say all that. But
and the only
I'm gonna say the problem with Candace, and I can say this based off even the George Floyd situation, she doesn't address the root of the problem. She just addressed what people are saying in a way, like the conservatives,
basically a white conservative dismissive point.
White conservative dismissive point.
So you wait, Jimmy, explain.
She was. Sorry, continue.
I was going to say they break down the character first before their due process. So she likes to reiterate. So when she said the statement of, oh, he wasn't an angel, he did this and this, you basically dehumanized him to justify saying, well, he deserved to die, which is dangerous. It's reckless language. Like even in our,
she didn't say he deserved to die. She just simply said that I don't agree with.
She didn't have to say it. She didn't have to say it, though.
That's what she said.
But she didn't have to say that, though.
And you can't.
She didn't have to say
because he didn't die for his charges.
She is a public face, though.
But he didn't die for his charges.
Have to be asked,
and he shouldn't die for his charges.
A remark, right? So okay, she is a public face. So people are going to ask her to remark on these situations and or cases, right? Can we all agree on this?
People shouldn't be asked her, but okay, people ask her.
Okay.
People ask her
to make a remark or make a statement on how she feels, right? So that's a part of what she does. So her remark now may not have been a favorable remark, but she did her job. 2, she never said that she wasn't vilifying, from what I understand, George Floyd.
Now pause there. Usually when they break down the character, whether it's like a white conservative talking point, it usually is to vilify, always.
Yeah, always.
They show the worst picture of you.
You see it in the media all the time. They don't look for the good pictures. They look for the bad pictures. You look for a mean mugshot. You look for say, oh, he was known to police already. You look for something to say he's bad. Oh, in grade 4, he got suspended for drop kicking a kid. Yeah, they look for anything to vilify it. They're not saying, they don't have to say, oh,
we are vilifying this person.
We're vilifying this person, but stating that he's not a bad person, and that's not the reason why he died. You're fighting. You're avoiding the root of.
I'm not avoiding.
No, not you.
But avoiding. But I didn't think she was actually trying to attack the issue altogether, anyways, by making that statement. I think for her, she was basically stating that she's not gonna have this person held to be at the level as a martyr, right? That was her thing. And that she wasn't going to be like engaging in what's going on. That's a personal choice. If she doesn't feel like she's not going to be supportive of somebody's lifestyle. And she even said in that statement too, when you go back and listen to it, she did state the man's offenses, George's offenses, but she said that she had nothing wrong with the guy until his last offense escalated. So if you go back and listen to the actual clip, she's like, you know, people go through things, they do stuff. But she's like, it was until his last offense escalated that she was like, I can't.
And what was the last offense escalated? Just for those that didn't see
there was a break and entry and he was a driver. He ended up, what was it? Brutally harming a pregnant woman.
So does that mean he's supposed to die? Because, but that's what I'm saying. Why, when it's a school shooter, it's, oh, he was just mad. He was always a good kid. Oh, look him in high school. Oh, look him in.
He was popular.
In softball. It's one of those things that's like, they're not saying, oh, he wrote a manifesto or whatever. Like, it's like, oh, he had immaculate writing skills or something. Like, it's weird. But like, when it comes to all these other people, these kids, Trayvon Martin, all these kids, like all these people that passed away by police or the color of their skin, it's always, oh, this person was bad already. You know what I mean? We're like, they don't. If it was just, or if it was something like that, she wouldn't have to bring the offenses. And the funny thing is, like,
of course you'd have to bring defenses.
Why do you have to bring the offenses?
Because you know your opinion is already contrary to common or majority's belief. So obviously you have to find ways to defend yourself.
The problem, and that's the thing, it goes right away from the root of the problem. This person was arrested, handcuffed, like the footage is there. Arrested, handcuffed. There's nothing you can do when you're handcuffed, plus having 2 bodies on you. Why do you have your knee in someone's neck? The person said he can't breathe. He didn't even get a chance to go to a trial. He didn't get a chance to,
like, I'm all for due process.
To think about the due process, all that stuff.
But I've seen a dude with holding an axe, Game of Thrones style.
I see the man. Yeah, you see on the other hand, yeah.
And he didn't get killed on the spot.
You see a man holding an axe.
She doesn't just say.
They're trying to talk to the man that has an axe, right, to hack and slash. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fine. She doesn't.
It's not about what the person does or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's a what's the term that Aria just said? Dog whistling. Like it, and yeah, it's
what's dog whistling again?
I don't know what dog whistling is. I don't know what dog whistling and conservative. But it's like dog I don't know. I was like dog whistling and all I'm saying. Please look up. She said, please look up dog whistling conservatism and the alt-right.
Yeah, certain phrases.
There's certain phrases that you say. Like, for example,
on a public
why
platform.
do you need to bring up the offense? Hold on. For example, when he was getting pulled over and when he was getting, arrested or handcuffed or whatever, why does those past offense matter? Why do you have to say the past offenses?
Maybe that's her justification. That is her level of merit.
It's not a valid. But that's the problem. It's not a valid merit.
But that's what I'm saying. Maybe for her, it's a valid merit for her to base on how much value she would provide. So if for her, it's the same as if, someone's a bully. If you see somebody kicking somebody's ass all the time and you're associated with that person, do you think after a while that you're going to be eventually associated as being, prime example, what's his name who ended up getting, and he's on Joe Budden's show, and based on the association of his friend who Chris Styles had, right? So just from association, he's being looked at as being,
Rory,
like you're condoning sexual harassment, right?
Did you hear what he said, though?
Yeah, I know. If you listen to Rory, you then listen and see that Rory does not share the same opinion or stance or whatnot, right? But he was aware that associating with Chris Styles would mean that he's then accepting, and I put quotes on this because he's never actually admittedly saying that he accepts it. But by association, unfortunately, it is imposed on him. So if for her, she feels that my community may be this way in their feelings towards him. However, I can't be a supporter of his death because of this many reasons. And that's the reason why. So even though
that's the problem, but that's the main problem, because that's two mute points. You can't connect the two to find validity. It's two moot points. They don't connect at all. It connects for Rory because Rory was in the same environments and all that stuff, but he said what he did in those environments.
Well, it's not like she grew up on the suburb in Cherry Beach on what's it called, Thingville, and whatever the case is, and she's saying
let me tell you what Candace Owen does. Candace Owen is like Mr. Whitlock in the sports industry. He got fired. I think she thinks I feel like she gets paid to say what white people tell her to say.
Okay.
Allegedly. I think she gets paid to tell what white people to say, and she likes the money she gets.
But here,
hold on.
I'm not done.
But the problem, we just said one. We just said it. The whole thing of, he has all these crimes, therefore I'm not plating him as a thing. You know what I mean?
As a martyr, yeah.
As a martyr. But at the same time,
do we know what martyr is?
Yeah, someone that dies for what they believe in or whatever. Like Christians were martyrs.
Okay.
Yeah. So of course that's what people are gonna, but at the same time, of course people are gonna use that.
You know what?
You know what's a funny thing? A lot of people didn't even say he was a martyr. That's the thing. A lot of people, like, she's saying martyr. A lot of people never said it was a martyr. People were.
Why would somebody be considered a martyr in someone's eyes?
No one. But that's the thing.
I'm not saying what the public said and established. I said why do you think someone would look at George as a martyr?
Skewed information.
If someone dies for a principle. So George dies on the principle that gun violence or police brutality is still in effect. So he's a martyr because he's dying. Police brutality is still in effect to this day. That's the principle that he's dying. So therefore, he's basically stating that, to this very day, we still have not eradicated the cause or jump down on all of that. It may not be his principle, but from the way that he died, if anyone else died, would we still have the same?
Are you reading the comments? The issue is the injustice of police brutality. Why did she make it about whether Floyd was a good person or not? That is a dog whistle.
That's a perfect example. Even with Amber, they brought up the gentleman that got shot in his own home. They brought up his weed smoking. Like, who cares if he smokes?
What does that have to do with it? What does that have to do with anything?
Right?
What does that have to do with it?
The whole crack culture and drug introduction into Black communities.
That was started by Reagan?
Well, there you go.
Was it started by Reagan? Wasn't he the one who... That was during a fight. No?
Big hand in the crack culture.
Wasn't he a part of a war?
Yeah, I have to Google it.
But so the transporting of... of commodities of drugs and whatever?
By boat, yeah.
So wasn't he during that era of time?
Like 1980.
But take it in. Like,
and then which communities did they start depositing that stuff in?
Black, Hispanic.
So if that is the train of stuff that happened, and you don't want to have the continuation of drugs within your community because you've seen...
was Reagan, like...
if you see...
like, like, what? Like...
if you see that drugs were in a big effect in your neighborhood, would you then, and you see the actual outcome of drug installments being deposited in your neighborhood, and you learn that those drugs were really deposited in Black and or Hispanic neighborhoods, would you then want to have an open market of drug anything manifesting in your neighborhood if that's what you know historically?
I am so confused.
Wait, Z, we're talking about...
You're kind of just drifting away from...
No, it's the same question. It's the same. If you've witnessed abuse,
no, I'm talking...
and you then move, are you going to continue to engage in abusive behaviors?
Wait, I can't answer that because the dog whistle. The second example I gave was when the gentleman got shot in the building because she thought it was her apartment and whatever, had a racial bias to it. Now, to dehumanize his character, they said, one of the examples, they'll say he was a weed smoker, recreational, whatever.
Here's my problem. Okay, let's just say this.
I don't know how to jump to Reagan. What?
The Reagan was the drug thing.
I was talking about Reagan because we were talking about... for me, it's one of those things that's the root of certain things. For me, it's just the root. Like, we can't talk about all this when the root was this. We can't talk about... Okay, I'll just say it square like this.
Well, yeah, that's
about
that's
the
exactly
rooters.
What I'm responding to. I think to her, she's looking at it in the sense of, let's reverse all the damages that were created and deposited into the Black community. So, like, one of the biggest things that she talks about is returning the Black male into the household, right?
But no. I'm not talking about the summit. I'm talking about what she said now, because what she says kind of trumps, like, the thing about it, she'll say something, she'll have good facts, but not say why these things are happening. That's the problem. It's not like she
as to the cause.
States the obvious, and she states certain things. Like, she states, that's like someone, basically, it's like what people are doing right now. They see the looting. Oh my gosh, the looting is horrible. And then they're saying, these guys are losing their businesses. Look at Target. Look at all these companies. The last thing they say is, look at the life that someone lost.
Right.
You could get those businesses back. Some people, it takes time, whatever, but you can't get a life back. What is more important?
She plays games with causation.
She knows what it is, but the problem is,
does that mean that she agrees though? So she may know what it is, but it doesn't mean she agrees with it. I mean, it's the same as we may know a lot of gangsters, but that doesn't mean that we agree to their lifestyles, right?
I don't know where you're going here.
just how Candace Owens is. Like, because I'm responding to it, she knows the reality, but she plays games with causation. So like the root of what is causing the outcome of something. So it's like she has 1-2 points that are good. She has a lot of good points. But her overall message is problematic and helps those same races feel justified in their thinking.
You know what it's kind of like?
She doesn't argue the reality, but she attributes it in ways that dog whistle conservative beliefs. So she doesn't.
So it's kind of like
argue
saying
the reality. Okay,
it's kind of like me having food, not giving you the food or giving you what I want to give you to stay alive. You're not healthy. You're not hungry. You're not healthy and whatever. And I look at you and say, I don't know if I'm making the best analogy. It's not the best analogy, but it's like me saying something's wrong with you because you don't have no food. You need to find your own food when I have all the resources of food that I get from wherever, and not giving you food, or like, it's just weird. Like, it's like, okay, not the best analogy.
Okay, I'll use your analogy,
but it's not the best one. We can
it's a good one. It's a great.
No, it's not. It's not because it's not. I'm telling you, it's not.
Oh my gosh, can I use your analogy or not?
Let's go.
Okay. It's not a valid analogy though. That's what I'm saying.
But I think the way to like really say it is Candace Owens has food.
No.
And you're hungry.
She doesn't have food because she'll get lynched same way.
No, the food person is the system, the beast.
The food person is the system.
So what you mean to say is Candace has the crumbs.
Candace has the crumbs, but she's getting a lick or two slice of bread because she's saying what
there you go.
Other people are the white folk are telling her to say.
And then turns around and blames you.
So what are those things that they're telling?
That's
what are
like
the
saying
white people telling what are they telling her to say to Black people so that she can then get Black people on their team?
That he has charges,
but that won't make Black people get on their team.
Of course not. If you see the root of the problem.
So then I'll repeat my question. So what is she saying that white people are telling her to say so Black people can be on her team?
She's spewing horrible rhetoric. People actually believe it sometimes.
I don't think she...
What rhetoric? What rhetoric?
She's spewing horrible rhetoric. Think about it.
Horrible rhetoric. I thought you said hobo rhetoric. I was like, what is that? That's new.
Rhetoric.
Actually, I don't think they even want you on the team. They just want to destroy. They just want to keep you...
They want to keep... You know what it is?
Disorientated. They don't want you on the team. So they use someone that looks like you.
On whose team?
No, the Republican. Conservative Republican. Yeah.
I mean, she technically, her and like, so she's sitting under conservative.
It's kind of like
what it's underneath for them, but like, I don't know which team of conservative she's under. But then there's like the Republican team who's also under conservative as well, right? So those ones that I understand, and I'm referring to the summit one. There was T.I. who was on the panel, Killer Mike who was on the panel.
Clifford and
I don't
Mike.
remember the girl. I called her. I said like Tamika, and then Candace Owen, and some next young gentleman. So what had happened was T.I. and Killer Mike, who are Republicans, said that everything she was saying was correct, even though they're the ones who are not on the same team. And then, what was the question again? I forget.
Wait,
I'll just say this.
Wait, Jamie,
the Revolt Summit panel is not the best.
Okay.
It's not really the best panel to use as an example.
And I wouldn't even call it official.
Who else would you use?
Because T.I. is on the panel. Like what? like there's certain people on the panel. It's like what? Like
I mean, he's one of the people who are paying into the property zones.
But at the same
he has a voice.
The same one that also like this is Wakanda. Like it doesn't work.
I get that. I get that he's also saying that, but he is the reason why a good majority of Black people are being successful at this point.
Yes and no.
But, he's putting an acorn in the sense of making sure the lights are running in Africa. Like that's what he's doing in Atlanta.
Not everyone. I don't know. I can't say that fully. But it doesn't mean he has like a smart political standpoint. It doesn't mean he has.
No, he may not have the brightest in the actual field itself, but he is providing a very big role in funding it.
It's not as easy as, okay, for example, if someone says, okay, oh, we don't have money, whatever, and someone just says, get a job. It's not as easy as just saying, get a job. Because a lot of people that go apply for a job can't get the job based off their name. Something's wrong with the system when you can't even express those things because of your name. People have to change their name. People have to change all this stuff just to get a job. The system is messed up. She's not addressing the system. She addresses the system in a way that says people are messed up when you're not addressing the system.
The beast. Yeah.
You can't be like George Floyd.
He's saying that people are the issue and not the system.
She says people are the issue. She says George Floyd is an issue. Basically.
Well, I could understand why she would say that.
She has all these charges, but you're not looking at, hey, there's people that have charges of a different color that live to tell their story, live to say, I've got arrested, got burgers, went through the whole system of prosecution and all that stuff and go home. And then there's other people that get arrested and saying they can't breathe by the people that said they're supposed to serve and protect. And then get covered by the same insurance that say, oh, you messed up. Here's your insurance money. You're still gonna get thing. The system is off. She doesn't address any of those things. She just tries to make the one person that's a victim, he is a victim, as the problem. Oh, he already has like people. It's kind of like you're demoralizing the whole situation by saying, oh, well, he had a charge. Who cares if he had a charge? That's not why he died.
That's basically the point, yeah.
That's the main point out of Candace Owens' issue off rip.
And
that's what it
is. No, she wouldn't say it's because you don't try hard enough. She would say that the system, the people are the reason why you're not able to get the job because their bias against your name is the reason why you're not getting hired. The system says put in an application and your chance of whatever merit is will get you the job, right? Of how many people apply. That would be the system from that perspective.
I'm going to wrap this up.
Wait. I'm dying. I love how everyone's so scared to talk about Candace. It actually
I'm not scared to talk about Candace. I'm not really scared. It's just when you state the obvious and it's kind of like going in circles, it's like, yeah, it's not going to get anywhere. I think you and Manira should go against it with stuff like the
Hitler one. No, the Hitler one. She wasn't in favor of Hitler at all. And I hope everyone understands this. If you listen, she never actually said that Hitler was a good guy in the context of saying that, yes, killing all the many Jews that existed was a great idea. She didn't say that. And she didn't do it like that either.
And but I'll say this, but I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna put it like this too. Also basically saying kill them because they're gonna die anyway doesn't make it any better. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, it's kind of that concept I hear sometimes, but I don't know. We can't ignore that either. But I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna wrap it up. Yeah.
Get to know your politics, guys. It's very important. Don't own, and also listen to people first before coming to a conclusion.
But have you listened?
I have.
Yeah, have you listened? Like what?
Okay. How many times she has defended Black people, especially in front of those congresses, and the way that she has to deal with the passive aggressive comments. Like, there was a clip the other day.
I know Manira's all up to politics, so y'all need to bang that out still. It just for me, it's just certain things you see and you call it how you see it. George Floyd passed away. It was injustice. Something is wrong. You can't just pop up out of nowhere and be like, "Well, I believe because he had a charge."
But mind you, we're only harvesting on it because it's the one person. I'm not again not.
But that's the thing.
But everyone else who has died,
it's being
she has
said
not
everywhere.
come up and said anything. Everyone else who has died from the injustice, she hasn't made a remark on. But this guy, she has. That's it.
Because this one was the one that it shouldn't have happened. All of these ones should have happened, but this one, you poke the bear too much. Look what's happening. Cities are burning. Things are getting mush up. And that's what it is. This is where everything changes. This is where people are pissed off now. And this is where, they're saying, you see the chats? People are saying, nope. She says other things on other cases too. I don't know what it is. I don't know Candace. I'll just say that. I don't know Candace, but based off what I saw there, she's ridiculous.
Did she defend police brutality?
Yeah. Oh, there you go. So, but anyway.
Send me that clip so I can see it.
I'm going to have to wrap this up because, for me, on my end, it's Bona Candace. And, I'll say that.
There's no burning at all.
You could tell.
I'm happy that she's in a political position. I'm happy that any Black person is in a political position. Because then it's going to go down in history.
I don't need to be in a political position or whatever, but I also don't want to be used as like a puppet. So, I'll just leave it at that. You don't want to be used as a puppet? A puppet, yeah. She's a puppet. But
technically, all of them are. But
all of them are. But if you really think of the secret society and New World Order and all that, but anyway, thank you guys for listening.
Oh, you said that loud.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening. If you follow us on Instagram at the Vent Pod. You have any questions? Send it to askthevent@gmail.com. We're also on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, all that stuff, all that good stuff there. Nerdzy's still selling her Black Queen cards and King cards, I think. I'm on Twitch, twitch.com/LuPistols, LU Pistols, and Delpesh. What are you saying? You good?
I'm just eating maca root and zinc.
Dangerous. He's eating maca root and zinc.
Those are dangerous. Those are dangerous, I'm telling you.
All right, and Candace Owens, I feel like, based off how she looks,
keep doing what you're doing. Bring the Black family back together.
Nope. I'll say.
You don't want to bring the Black family together? You just said nope.
Nope. Not nope to that, but nope to Candace Owens. Candace Owens will not be the person for doing that. Because I guarantee you, if Black families happen, she's going to be the one to contradict all that. Because she's a puppet. Nobody wants to see Black people reunite. Don't make her fool you, but don't make her fool you. Listen to me. I'm gonna say this.
That is so crazy. She's the only person who says that publicly.
I'm gonna tell you this. She'll be the only one to say it publicly, but if it happens, she'll be the first to flip that.
Wow.
She'll be the first to flip that. I'll tell you now.
What would be the flip though? The fact that we even think that she's gonna turn around and not follow through. What is there to be afraid of flipping to?
But here's the thing. If you can look at the George Floyd footage. Look at the footage. And at the end of the day, hold on. I'm finished.
Many people disliked her before George even died.
Hold on. If you can look at the George Floyd footage and be like, well, he had a charge anyway, something is wrong with you. Something is wrong. That's a coon. Something is wrong. She's a puppet. I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that. But anyway, this is
let's bring back the Black man in the Black family.
Well, that can happen if they stop killing them.